are here. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things. Hello, mother. Hello, mother. Childless Monday. I got this stain on my shirt. Listen, don't mind my stain, because y'all be like, Armand, your stain, your shirt, your this. Listen, it's laundry day, and I did not make it to the wash and fold today to pick up my clothes, okay? So, I'm just going to have to deal with this t-shirt right now, okay? All right, so, listen. I need some oil, too. Are y'all oiled up? Because the game that they played today, baby, the games that was played today is causing for oil, okay? More and more oil today. The games that were played today in court is causing for more oil. More and more oil. More oil, okay? Are we staying in the light? Oh, make sure that we stay in the light and we have the oil on and it's heated. Okay? Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get me a bottle of oil too. Ooh, child. Because the way, baby, the way that they carried on today, and it really wasn't to the end, because the first part was a little bit boring, I ain't gonna lie. But it was the end for me that just kind of got really, really crazy. But listen, we are here. We're going to get into some things. I hope you are ready. We have a full show, so get ready. Get comfortable. Rub your feet together. Rub your toes together. You know, smoke your weed, do your thing. And we finna get into this. But before we start, we got to get into my homie, Duchess Kelly Love. Okay? Because you know we bringing the tea. And it's all my niggas.
Why? All my niggas. Bring the tea.
All my niggas.
Bring the tea. All my niggas. Bring the tea. We go down to the courthouse. Bring the tea. He give us our news. Bring the tea. He is never biased. Bring the tea. I said that
all my niggas. Bring the tea.
I said
all my niggas.
Bring the tea.
All my niggas.
Bring the tea. All my niggas. Bring the tea. I want to thank all my. Bring the tea. I want to thank all my. Bring the tea. Oh, he's sassy and classy. Bring the tea. I said
all my niggas. Bring the tea. Okay, I said all my niggas. We bringing the tea. All right, so I have a little bit of a sad news, but it's gonna be worth it. So Friday, I won't be in the courthouse. I don't know if I'm gonna do a live, depending if I get the transcripts or not, or maybe we'll go over things on, maybe we'll go over some of the things like on the internet. But if I do get to the courthouse, it's gonna be very, very late. But you guys are gonna be so proud of me. You guys are it's gonna be so special. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm just gonna post it. But Friday, I'm doing something super freaking cool. And it's going to be legendary. Y'all are going to be so excited. Well, you should be. But I'll tell you guys when it gets closer to the day, or you guys will just see it. But baby, the time has come. All right. So today, Jane Doe is still on the stand. So I got there a little bit late today just because my Uber was like trying me. But there is no mistrial. The prosecution has till tomorrow to, combat the mistrial. Apparently, they were thinking about, the defense filed for a mistrial because Bonner got on the stand and basically said, hey, that receipt where she was saying that Cassie was there, Cassie wasn't there, but then they had the text message where actually Cassie got on the stand and said that she saw Diddy hang Vanna over the railing, but then in the text messages that the prosecution played, it showed that Cassie didn't actually see it. So they're saying that the prosecution let Cassie get up there and lie under oath. So they're calling for a mistrial. So the prosecution now has to come and explain whatever, and make it make sense so that the mistrial doesn't go through. I don't think that there's going to be a mistrial. However, I do think that that's part of the defense. They're going to continue throwing out, hey, this needs to be a mistrial. This needs to be a mistrial. So I see that happening, but I don't think that this is going to be their last time trying to file for a mistrial, but it's not going to happen. Okay. So when I got in, they were starting the conversation again. I want to be clear though. So Jane Doe, the point of her testimony is, I don't think it's very much so the RICO, it's the trafficking. Okay, they're trying to prove the trafficking charge. And the trafficking charge is going to be trafficked by fraud. So the by fraud means she was lied to. So it was a thing last week where they wanted to insert her her notepad from, like your notes in your iPhone where you just go and jot down things, the notes app. So she would put down notes in her, she would actually write out text messages in her notes app where she would want to send to Diddy. So they were introducing them. Inevitably, they ended up introducing them. But the defense did not want them to introduce those notepad, text messages into evidence. But the prosecution said, no, we want to introduce those because it's not hearsay, but it goes to state of mind. And state of mind is what they need to prove for the trafficking by fraud. So the notes that she wanted to send to Diddy is in those notes, it goes to what she was thinking, how she felt. It went to her state of mind. And what the prosecution is trying to prove or imply, and what Jane Doe is saying is, hey, I was frauded by him and trafficked. Frauded means I thought that we were going to be in a relationship. I thought we were together. However, I was just a sex object. He lied to me. The lie is the fraud. I hope I made that make sense. So this is the point of her testimony, to show that she was trafficked by fraud. She didn't realize she was trafficked, but she was lied to and deceived into being trafficked. So just so everybody knows, that's what it's given. Okay. And one thing that I also learned too is a lot of these people talking about being flied out. If you fly somebody out and that person then decides they were uncomfortable and you guys, messed around, or if you discuss, hey, I'm gonna fly you out, we're gonna around this weekend, whatever the case may be, whether you discuss it or whether you not, it gets really, really blurry. And that person can press charges against you and you can be charged with trafficking. So for all these people want to be flew out, you got to watch who you fly out, because if they flip a switch on you, you could be a trafficker. Just FYI. So here we go. So Jane Doe, third day on the stand. So they go through a myriad of text messages between her and Diddy. So y'all just gonna listen to me go into this, and we're gonna go, and it gets good towards the end, okay? All right, so they just go into a bunch of text messages where, her and Diddy are having a conversation. Jane, should we start looking for flights to travel to New York? Love you, miss you. Diddy, see, this is her trying to, spend time with Diddy. Should I look for flights? Send me some of you being bad. Diddy said, how soon can you get here? Jane Doe says, whoever you with should get your card. So she was feeling the type of way because she was like, well, you with another, okay? And I'm thinking it was Gina. You with somebody else. Don't try to use me, right, to get here. Diddy said, listen, I got all the phones, meaning I have all the phones with the videos on it, but I wanted something new. Just send me something, please. I'm so horny. He said, please stop. Don't do this right now. She said, wait, you're traveling with our phone? So she called it our phone because it was their phone with their videos in it. Now, the thing is with this phone, though, it was an iPhone, but the phone is not locked. So the assistants, everybody on his team had access to that phone, which the videos was in, which was crazy. Diddy said, she said, the phone doesn't have a lock on it. Please lock it. You're using our videos to get your heart with a B. So apparently she was feeling some type of way because she felt like Diddy was with somebody and was trying to use the videos at like a porn, right? So he was like, send me a video. And so she was going to send him a video and he was laid up with another girl and they was going to look at her. So she's like, I'm not going to do that. Like the whole thing with Jane Doe, she wants to be the girlfriend. Okay. Diddy says, bye. Let me know when you can come. I just wanted to see you. He said, no. She said, Jane Doe said, you're just using me as an object and to binge. Like a freaky binge. So that was the whole thing. They're setting this scene up where she was just so sick and tired of it. And she was like getting her strength back. She's taking her power back and she's not going to let Diddy traffic her anymore. She's done with that. She's fed up. She's over it. Now you need my videos to get your heart for the next woman, but you don't want to be with me? This is what she's saying. So she was upset because she was supposed to go to New York. But then she seen a podcast interview about Diddy bragging about having blank with a woman for 48 hours on a yacht. I said she's upset because she was supposed to go on the yacht and she was supposed to go on that exact trip. This is the trafficking by fraud. They're trying to prove, okay? They are digging in deep into this conversation because they're having Jane explain why Diddy promised her that, and all she did was get when she was supposed to be on the yacht in the trip. So she was trafficked by fraud because he lied to her, in which that's the fraud. So they're setting it up because it's like, okay, me and you were supposed to go on the yacht. We were supposed to go on these trips. I thought that was the extent of our relationship. But every time I'm with you, every time I see you, we're having a freak off. Okay. And so I thought the prosecution was doing a really good job by setting the stage with that. Today, the prosecution, to me, if I had to pick a winner, even though it got a little shaky at the end, I think the prosecution today did a better job. And I feel like the prosecution, she seemed like a stronger witness today than she did the other days. So the prosecution, to me, they had a win, but towards the end, it gets interesting. And so I just feel like once the cross starts tomorrow, they're going to light her up on that stand. And I'll be there for it. And I'll be there to report it to you. So let's get into it. So now we're continuing the text messages. So they did the text messages for a while. That was the majority of the day. Diddy, I'm sad. What happened? Because Jane said she wasn't coming to New York. I don't want to be used to just walk in a room and to fulfill your kinky fantasies. I'm starting to see what this is, Puff. I don't want to do this anymore. So mind you, the whole being used and all that, that's proving the fraud. You get it? I don't want to be treated like a hoe. I'm tired of coming to New York and just being a hoe. That goes to the state of mind with the trafficking. You get what I'm saying? Diddy text, Girl, that was just a podcast. That was just podcast talk. I was alone. I'm sick. I'm tired of you coming at me. Baby, I love you. Like on baby love, I was alone. Don't fuck with me. You left me. You left that Bahamas trip and went to have, as much as I want to be with you right now, I know what you want, and I don't want to do that. So apparently they was in the Bahamas. And after they left the Bahamas, Diddy went and fucked somebody. And Diddy wrote, "You always tripping on me." Then we get into the rent. "I feel like you're only paying my rent because I'm doing the freakoffs." So this whole thing about today is, in a nutshell, so you guys are aware of what's going on. The idea is this: Jane Doe is tired of being trafficked or doing the freakoffs, right? But her whole thing is, while there wasn't so much physical abuse until we get to the end, like Cassie, her whole thing is also, which leads into the little bit of the coercion, if you ask me, is, well, you had the rent payment looming over my head and you know I didn't have no money. And for 3 years while I was with you, I was nothing but a OnlyFans. I'm not OnlyFans, Instagram. And so I was trying to make my money, but you wouldn't allow me to make no money on Instagram because I was so under your web. So you were paying my rent. So every time I didn't want to do a freak off, you would suggest breaking up with me, which we all know what that means. You're not saying I'm going to break up with you, but I'll still pay your rent. You're saying I'm going to break up with you. And when I say I'm breaking up with you, you know, I'm also going to break up those rent payments. So her whole thing is, you keep, every time I don't want to do the freak off, somehow you want to break up, which simplifies this to somehow you punish me by alluding to the fact that you're going to stop paying this $10,000 a month and you know I ain't got no money. So if I don't freak off, I don't have no house. If I don't freak off, you stop paying the rent. If I don't freak off, I don't get no money. That is the thing. So that's the whole thing. So you're going to hear a lot about the rent talk because that's her angle. Okay. The two angles of her thus far is, I wanted to be the main girl. I'm tired of being a spot. I didn't want to just be out by any and everybody. And then when I decided I wanted to stand my ground and did not want to be just an object, then I had to worry about if my rent was going to get paid or not. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I didn't leave. Because everybody said, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't she leave? Well, according to her, she didn't leave because she didn't have no money. And it wasn't about her wanting to leave. It was about her wanting the relationship that she thought she was going to be able to get from him. But he had a different view on the type of relationship that he was going to give her, which he just wanted her for some kinky, freaky stuff like that. And when she didn't want to do it, he was holding the payment over her head. And so that's what made her stay, because she needed her bills paid. Okay? Just so you guys know the overall general consensus of this woman. So the angle is trafficking by fraud. And her thing is, he was holding the rent payment over my head when I didn't want to do the freak offs. Just so y'all know. Okay. So now we're going to get into it. I feel like you're only paying my rent because I'm doing freak offs. Said she feel like she had to perform. She said she feel like she had to perform since 2023 because he made a big purchase. So she had to make him feel good about that. Because they asked her, well, why did you still do it? Why did you do it? I feel like I had to. He made me feel like I had to perform. I feel like you only pay for the house because I was having sex. I don't want to do this anymore, Diddy. I'm so much more than that. She sent that message to all of Diddy's phones to make sure that he got it. Diddy text back and said, girl, stop. I'm too fucked up right now. Call me ASAP. Then they played the audio of Diddy. You could barely hear it, but he sounded really, really sick. We later find out that Diddy had COVID. I'm here. He said, I'm here doing press. We're in a true open relationship. You turning something into nothing. What's the problem? So she was mad that, you know, thought he was with another girl. He's like, girl, I'm out here doing press. I'm not doing it, girl. You tripping. Like, leave me alone. Like, all you do is complain. Like, Mom, why you on that? Like, stop tripping. So the prosecution is leaning into the fact that Diddy didn't address her not wanting to do the hotel nights because he would never respond when she would say, I don't want to do the freakoffs. He always made it seem like, okay, well, you're pressing me too much. Why are you tripping? I'm out here doing press. Even in the voice message, he never acknowledged that. So the prosecution is saying, did he ever acknowledge that you said you don't want to do the hotel nights? He would never acknowledge those, right? So Jane said, call me. And Diddy said, love you, baby. Then there was a FaceTime. Diddy FaceTimed her. And Diddy calmed her down. She said, he just calmed me down. Diddy told her that they would have a proper New York trip. Again, they asked that he address her not wanting to do the freak-offs. They said, no, he never addressed not wanting to stop doing the freak-offs. That never got addressed. Okay? Diddy text September 23, 2023. The countdown begins. She said, not yet, baby. I think she said something like, I'm still in traffic in LA. Then she checks him a picture of her outfit. Babe, I don't have the shoes for this. Can you get someone to go get them? They said, well, what kind of outfit did you send him? She sent him a cute little outfit. You know what I'm saying? Because they were going to have like a date night. That's what she was thinking. They were going to have to like go to dinner. She wanted the shoes, but just how fab does that sound, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, babe, I'm on my way to see you. I have this dress. I just don't have the outfit. You know what I mean? I just don't have the shoes. Can you send one of your assistants to pick up the shoes for me? And then Diddy send all of your sizes. Just sitting in the court, I go through so many different emotions because it's a very dark situation, but it's so luxurious and rich. I'm just like, wow, this is interesting. What a life. Okay. Then Diddy says, let's have a good time, baby. Grab your passport. We're going to do dinner and we're going shopping. According to her, she never needed that passport, never went shopping, and she ate at a lounge late that night. But she texted Diddy while she was on her way there. I missed that pretty hard dick. They said, well, why did you text him that? She said, because I missed him. I don't know if she should be texting that in the middle of it, because you get him up like that, then he's gonna make a call, and then you're lathered in baby oil and the freak out. So that's the thing. Like, if I didn't want to do that, and I knew the type of person that or what that was gonna ignite, I'm not gonna be on my way to you. If I just want to do dinner and a movie, I'm not gonna say, send me a picture of that fat ass. Let me see that big nigga dead. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that because you're going to immediately go into, okay, he's ready to go. Okay, let's do it. So, I feel like that's the only language she knew, and that's how they communicated. So she just, like, a little bit of her enjoyed it, like, in my opinion, because she always would default to that. Diddy text her back. Where is Chef? AKA Cabral. And they said, well, what does that mean? How did you feel that mean when he texted you that? She said, that meant a hotel night. Diddy sent a text, hotel night or movie night? Let me know so I can get a hotel. Because you texting like that. Now, side note, if you look up Sly P-Star, you got to actually spell the word out. You can find Cabral, I believe. I think that's him. He's not the cutest, but he's got a swinger on him. And I think me and someone else looked up Anton. You got a big one on him, you know. So if you look it up, you can find it on the hub. Thank me later. Okay, so anyway, so Jane Doe texts us back and says, I don't know, baby. She said she was so uncomfortable and upset that Diddy was setting up a freakoff. But she's also the same one that said she misses that. I probably wouldn't have said that to him. Diddy text her, I got a surprise for you. I hope it doesn't make you uncomfortable. And she broke down. And she broke down in tears. She said, I was so hurt. I hated this idea. I didn't want to do it. Because I didn't want to go because I just knew he was going to introduce me to another man. Diddy shortly sent her a picture of another escort on Cowboys for Rent, but the pics weren't loading. She ended up going to the Trump Hotel when she landed in New York. She tried to suggest nice places to eat with Diddy, but he came so late to pick her up, they went to a lounge. They argued because she was getting uncomfortable about the hotel nights being sprung upon her. He would just spring them up on her, just throw them on her, and she was so uncomfortable because it was like, well, girl, I was coming out here, I thought we was having a regular night out, and now we're having a whole hotel night. I'm uncomfortable by this. This was not the plan. And then Diddy said, because she was complaining, Diddy went into his pocket and he said, open your mouth. And popped the pill in her mouth, and she took the pill. You know what? That's crazy to me. First of all, because this is every time she starts whining, it's like a pacifier. He keeps them on him like candy. She just talking, then he just open your mouth. That's it. What open? Uh-huh. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. There it is. Now, what were you saying, baby? And then she gets it. And now she's ready, perked up and ready to go. So she said, Diddy just handed her a pill. And they said, well, what was in the pill? She said, ecstasy. And then she was back in her panties and high heels, ready to go. She called Cabral because the nigga Diddy got up there wasn't working. So she booked Cabral, and Cabral came over and fucked her like a dog. September 19, 2023. Jane Doe. Hi, you're awake? Are you at the Whitley? I guess that's where Cabral stayed. Yes, I am. I'm going to go get the status of your cash now. Cabral said, thank you. She said, sure, I'll tell the front desk that there's an envelope of cash from last names Williams. So they had the freak off. He was staying at a different place. They were staying at one place, and boom, Diddy, they left. Cabral had to go. He was getting put out of the hotel. So she would leave the envelope without a trace, and he would go to the front desk. And it was like, okay, you just say Williams, and then there'd be a lump of cash. Then he would go after he's done banging Jane Doe. Diddy had COVID during this time, and Jane caught it too. She went home to LA, and 4 days later, she flew to Miami to see Diddy. Then she called Cabral back and had a freak off with Cabral in Miami. Diddy loved it. She got there and was like, should we call Cabral? Think this was her idea this time. Diddy was texting her about a party. He wanted to set up another party. But while he was texting her, he was with his ex-girlfriend. So apparently she went to Miami, Cabral, they did that. She went back home. Diddy text her about setting up a party. Let's set up another freak off. I'm gonna come to LA, whatever. Or we're gonna do it somewhere. But he was with his ex-girlfriend. She never met any of Diddy's ex-girlfriends. She just seen them on Instagram. So she would stalk their pages and stuff, right? So we move to October 2023. She's starting her BS again. So apparently this is one of Diddy's girlfriends. I don't know exactly which one it is. I don't know if it's Young Miami. I don't know if it's Gina. I don't know. We didn't really get into who, and I don't want to make assumptions. But she hit Diddy up like, oh, your hoe is starting her again. This is in October. I guess she was flexing on Jane, or she was throwing shots online. It was something going on where Jane was feeling like, yo, bitches are trying me. So she goes, Diddy goes, I don't have time for this. I need you to put me at peace, because Diddy was sick and he was just like, I need you. I want to see you. Let's chill. Because Diddy was like, I'm trying to see you. I'm trying to see you. She like, you don't want to see me. It's not me you want to see. It's the hotel nights. Stop mixing the two. Introduce that bitch to Paul. Meaning, stop trying to get me to come over here. Introduce your hoe to Paul. Diddy said, look, I need you tomorrow. Be available for me. Like I am for you. Then she listed all the women that Diddy's been dating and said, introduce them hoes to that lifestyle and you'll be fine. Because she got upset at this point. So she listed every girl. They didn't say the name. Oh, I was wanting them to say that. She said the name, but the prosecution skipped over it. I'm like, please say the name. Say the name. Say the name. I'm like, say the name. But they wouldn't let her say the name, so it was whatever. So she says, I'm not an animal. I'm not a fucking porn star, P-star. I'm not this, what did I say? This is degrading for me. I don't want to be all the time and mistreated. And performing love with cold. I'm tired of being like this. I feel like it was more pressure on her to earn the love and she said she felt like it was more pressure for her to earn the love and respect that he was giving to other women. And it was hard for him to give her that same love and respect. So it was easy for you to give it to Young Miami, easy for you to give it to Gina, easy for you to give it to the other girls, but you couldn't give me the same love and respect. But I'm not a dog. I'm not a hoe. I'm tired of being out and having a bunch of kinky sex. Why are we having a bunch of weird sex? I'm tired of this. My spirit is not aligning with this. My body, my soul, my whole. Her whole is hurting. Her heart is hurting. Everything is broke. The hole is black and the heart is broken. She said, I need a break. I've hit a wall. It's been 3 years of having sex with all these men. I've been having sex with men after men after men after men after men. So this is where we get. So Diddy says, so we're breaking up. She said, my soul and my spirit can't take this anymore. She said, it's sacred. It should be sacred. Now, I think I heard, I could be wrong, I could be reaching with this, but I think she said that Diddy said, you're wrong. And she breaks down in tears again. I can't do this. My brain is fogged. I'm sleeping with all these men. I'm coming down off of drugs every day. And I'm like, ooh. I said, the prosecution is cooking. Defense called a sidebar. The defense called a sidebar. When they start doing sidebars, in my opinion, I feel like the sidebars start coming when start getting nervous. Because the prosecution up until they was cooking because I was seeing all the angles. They had her up there back and forth saying, I don't want to do this no more. I'm tired of the freakoffs. I hate doing this stuff. My soul, my body, I'm being f***ed out. I'm a dog. I'm a hoe. Everything hurts. No matter what. And then you just pop a pill in my mouth. And then I'm fucking like a dog. So I was like, oh, they really cooking. They really cooking. I'm like, oh, they're really cooking now. Okay, they cooking. So I was like, oh, they cooking. She goes, it's never enough for you. You push me to do more and more and more. I need a break. And the more and more and more is guy after guy after guy and peel after peel after peel. And after you get what I'm saying? So every, it's one two dick, 3 dick, 4, 5 dick, 7 dick, 8 dick more. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dicks. And remember, Cassie said that one time. Remember, she was like, when she caught the UTI, she said, remember in the text message, Cassie texted and said, remember, and then she had the sores and stuff in her mouth. And she was in the studio and she said, and she was trying to lay some vocals, but she could barely lay the vocals. And Diddy said, well, what happened? Are you sick? And then Cassie said, no, it was just a lot of dicks. So she's saying the same thing. Okay. So Diddy wanted to meet with her and give her some time. But she said she didn't want to do it because she needed a break. She didn't want the time now. She was kind of getting fed up. She was taking her power back and she was like, I always know that this is going to lead to a freak off. So I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to do this because I know that it's going to lead to the freak off. She said, spend the day with your family or Gina. Let me tell you something. Can I just say I feel like Gina, D-Rock, Ch0ke, I feel like they somewhere out of the country looking at all this stuff go down. Because where are they at? Gina, in my opinion, is somewhere with Ch0ke. It's no shade. But anyway, Gina is staying down to the end and she gonna reclaim her man. Diddy says, no, we don't have to do that at all. I just want to spend time with you. She said, you make it crystal clear what you want me for. Oh, you're just going to spend the day love bombing me just to get what you want, huh? They said, well, what is love bombing? They said, well, she said, well, love bombing is where, they just be nice. They buy you a bunch of stuff. They just treat you really, really good. And then before you know it, there's a freak off. And she said that Diddy would love bomb her whenever he wanted a freak off. October 17, 2023. Jane Doe says, I'm not trying to strangers to fulfill your fetishes. Diddy says, you got it all wrong. Jane says, I'm not an animal Diddy said, "You're crazy." And then Jane Doe says, "You want to have me suck dick while you off? No, do it with Gina. Have her do your dirty You just want to have me going around sucking. Let Gina do it. Tell her to go on. Introduce Gina to everybody and have her gobble everybody's dick." Diddy said, "I'm going to leave you alone." She said, "You just get off and make me do all the dirty. Please just leave me alone like you do almost every night." Diddy said, "Okay, but I need you." She said, "You're just coming down. You're high." They said, "How do you know?" She said, "It sounded like he was high on a binge." She said, "You're high. You're just coming down. Just take some vitamins. You'll be all right." Then there was a Diddy audio. "You know I don't even call you like this. You know I need you. Call me." That's from kind of what I heard. Then Diddy text her, "Can I please come over there? That's my house too." The home in LA. She said, he texted her, "Is your baby there? Are you going to let me into your house?" He texted her that 8 times. "Are you going to let me in your house? Are you going to let me in your house? Are you going to let me in your house? Are you going to let me in your house? Question mark, question mark. Are you going to let me in your house? Question mark, question mark. Are you going to let me in your house? Question mark, question mark. Are you going to let me in your house? Question mark, question mark. And Diddy said, I guess he said he was stressed. It's too much going on. Diddy sent her a screenshot from his doctor for having bad knees. But then the part for me was he said he's stressed out because of the bad knees and he had to get knee surgery. But at the same time, he said, "I'm stressed and I'm horny as fuck." So you got to have knee surgery, but you stressed out and you need her. You want to be around her, but you also horny as. That was October 18th. Okay, so later she texts, I think that was her. "Hi, baby, I'm here." Somehow she went to Diddy's house and ended up at a hotel. So she said she was taking so long getting ready for the freak off because I guess she went to go visit Diddy or something like that. And then he called her a B because he was tired of waiting. So she was taking too long to get ready. And he told her, "B, hurry up." She said she didn't want to do drugs or get by niggas. Oh, I wrote that. Yeah, oops, my bad. I wrote that. She didn't want to take the drugs, but she got by, so she did do the freak off. She didn't want to do it, but she did the drugs, and she got by actually 4 niggas. She got by Michael, Paul, Antoine. I cannot read my writing on this one. And it's another guy. I don't know. Oh, Mike. I don't know. Just know that it was 4 niggas. Now that's when, remember when she threw up? When I told you guys the story, she threw up. So in between Paul and Anton, she threw up. And that's when Diddy told her, "Good thing that you threw up because, now you can keep going." And then, the other nigga came. So she threw up after Paul, and then Anton came. Then Anton after she threw up. So that was the sobriety party. Remember the sobriety party, the big sobriety freak off where they weren't supposed to be doing drugs no more They had the big sobriety freak off when they had the four niggas come and run the train on her back to back to back. And she threw up. We talked about this last week. I forget what I can't read my writing on this one. I got to do better on that. Okay, so anyway, after the sobriety party, she asked him for a little change. This is October 20th. Hey, baby, can you put something in my account? I need some furniture and some other things. She needed some coins because she didn't have no money. Diddy didn't respond. So she was pissed. Like, are you serious? So you're not gonna respond? You just gonna leave me high and dry, but you text me every time you want to freak off? I'm tired of you using me. I'm tired of you coming at me like this and making it just about the freak off. Now I'm asking you for some money because I need a little change. I don't have no money. I can't really work. And so Diddy texts her and leaves her a voice note that says, leave me alone. You need to chill. Now, I'm single. Why am I even arguing with you? We had a good time. I'll see you soon. Like, chill. Because she was going off. So Diddy would hate when she would go off because she would get into this rant, like, like a naggy girlfriend. And he's like, B, don't call me. I got too much going on. I ain't got no money for you right now, whatever it is. And then she's like, well, nigga, you was just blowing my phone up yesterday, the day before, begged me to come. Now you got me to do this big, nasty, freaky sobriety party. Now I'm asking you for a little bit of cash to come in my account, which I think is ironic because why would you be asking him right after the freaky party? You should have told him that you knew you didn't have no apartment before you let 4 niggas run in and out of you. So that's what makes it feel like, well, did you do that and now were you expected to get paid? But anyway, so Diddy didn't respond to the request for funds right away. So she had got heated because he didn't respond to the request for funds. And then, so she was nagging him and he told her, oh, leave me alone. You always tripping and you always trying to argue. I don't got time for that. Okay. She basically said, you told me to tell you what you needed if I needed anything, and you leave me high and dry like this? So she was pissed. I think he texted her like, hey, how are you today? She didn't respond. She responded a couple days later, and she was like, hi, I'm not going to lie. I feel violated. So he texted her on October 24th. She texted back October 25th and told him, listen, I feel violated. I also said they're dragging his testimony a little bit. They're having her repeating stuff from last week. So this is when she really got cute because she felt like Diddy had her up. Now watch this. She said, I'm not them other hoes. I'm not Gina or Cassie. What you talking about? Don't play with me. Play with Cassie. Play with Gina. Don't play with me. And I was like, oh. Not the shade at Cassie. Not the shade at Gina. She said, I'm not Gina or Cassie. Now, when they asked her, what does that mean? Why did you come for Gina and Cassie? She said, and I could just hear what she said. She said she felt like they got silent. They silently went away. She said, I'm going to speak out. I feel like the other women left quietly. And you're going to stop threatening me. I guess he was telling her, I'll leave you, Diddy, doing Diddy threats. And she told Diddy, go take your fucking meds and keep your fake ass apology. So she was talking crazy. She told them, I ain't Gina or Cassie. Them just left quietly. I'm going to speak out and nigga, go take your meds, you sick mother. And take your apology with you. And Diddy responded, you. And she said, match the 2 years like we promised, then we're done. Diddy said, I'm super clear now. She said, you have me on constant pins and needles. Diddy said, let's just leave this shit alone. You're fucking crazy. Everybody warned me. You're a fucking nut job. Diddy said, the beauty is we don't have to do anything we don't want to do. She said, nigga, fuck you. You got me sick after the sobriety party. They said, he got you sick. What did he give you? She said, I caught a UTI and a yeast infection. Okay, so what is, like, my whole thing is, can I just say this? Why is everybody catching UTIs and yeast infections, but they not catching the ST? Blank, 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 I. I feel like, why don't nobody ever talk about the I that start with the S and the T? They only talk about the UT, but not the ST. And I feel like you don't get the UT without the ST. And you can't have all these niggas without no ST. Like, why is nobody want to talk about the ST? Nobody got that, but everybody's sore. And having sores and oil. But nobody ever had a ST, but everybody had a UT and a yeast. But somehow everybody's sore. Okay. But I don't know. So she says that she frequently has PTSD and night terrors. She said the house threats were doing too much. I guess she was saying she don't want to see him. You called it, she was calling him evil. You created all this evil. You caused all this anger in me. You did all these night threats. You caused my spirit, my mind to be fucked up. You damaged me. You did all of this to me. You scarred me. And so she said, you place and put all of these harmful things on me. You put my life and health in danger. I wish I was never done like this. Diddy said, you're burning a bridge you cannot get over tomorrow. Because she said, you put my health and my life in danger. And he told her, you burning a bridge you won't be able to get over tomorrow, ho. They talked about what he would say to her. Why she felt so tormented, why that she was having the night terrors and the threats and the fears, why she was so distraught and angry. They said, well, what was it? What did he put you through? What were the things that made you feel like you had the terrors? Why were you so traumatized? Why did he make you feel that way? Well, because when I would be tired and I would want to stop and I wouldn't want to do it anymore, what he would say is, push through. Finish strong. I know you're not getting tired on me. Come on, champ. You got it. And so she would push, and she would suck, and she would get, and she would suck, and she would catch come, and then she would finish, and he would finish. Then it would get sloppy, and she would do it again, and then do it again. And her spirit and her soul would lose. But this is the real thing. I'll be honest with you. If you ever get on Twitter, you watch the porn and stuff like that, in real life, if you This is why I'm so glad. Like, people say they have a whole face. I mean, I feel like I had like I don't know if I could really call it a whole face. You have like a little outside phase. I feel like a whole phase is what she had. I have an outside where you go like, Flora, you do a little, but I've never been one of those ones that's raw, 4 or 5 in a day, high off the ground, and I'm just getting plowed where I'm plowing. That's just too much. For me, that's just a lot of energy. That's a lot of spirits. So when you're exchanging that kind of energy with somebody, you can be depleted. So, and that's a lot of soul ties and a lot of soul connections. So that is a real thing, in my opinion. So I feel like, girl, you highlight that, you offer every day you're doing first of all, doing drugs like that, it's already draining. It makes you get into the mood, but then once you're done, you hate yourself because you've done so much weird, crazy, outlandish stuff. And then sometimes it's 4 or 5 in a day, and then the nigga leave, you feel a mess. But anyway, so she was basically saying like, hey, the reason why I'm so traumatized is because I kept pushing through. She said there were times I wouldn't tell you I was tired or uncomfortable. Or he would make it a problem. You would make it a problem if I told you. This is where it got interesting. She said, I know I was consenting because I was on video, but I did that for you, Puff. But I didn't want to do it. They asked her, was that true that you were consenting? What does that mean, consenting? She said, well, I'd be so high that one time Diddy said to me, you look like you're really enjoying this. So she was in there probably, you know, she probably was in there doing the full titty basing and everything. You know what I'm saying? She popped that pill and turned into a different hole. And so Diddy told her, wow, you look like you're loving it. And so in the video, she looks like she's having the time of her life. So this is why she said, I know I'm consenting because I'm on the video, but she's giving like, oh, but I didn't want it to be me. I really didn't want to do it, but everybody but the whole thing is because you know the video's coming into evidence and the prosecution, they didn't see the videos, right? So it's probably going to be one of those things where if the jury sees the video, they're going to be thinking, well, shit, me. This don't look like no hoe that didn't want to do it. She looked like she started it and finished that mother to the ground. It's gone. Okay. That's what that was giving me. And they said, was it true? Were you consenting? And she said, this was good though, when her answer, I ain't gonna lie, this was good. She said, I'm still trying to figure it out. I was like, oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. I was like, oh, they cooking. Because that was a good answer. She was like, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm like, oh, that was a good one. That was a good answer. Oh, that was a good answer. It was a good answer. And so, October 26th. Was that October 26th? Okay, yes. She said, you have thousands of images and videos on your phone with me naked. From the hotel nights, I feel so used. We're going back to 2023. Diddy's birthday. She sent well wishes to the family. Okay. She bought him a mobile television for his birthday. So they said, well, why did you buy that? So the television was a movable TV. Now watch this. The TV moved, but she said the TV was supposed to be for their entertainment, and it was supposed to replace the actual freak off or the performances. So when they would do the movie nights, which is when they watch the freaky stuff, if you move the TV in the room, I don't know how this is supposed to make sense. That was supposed to be like, okay, we can move it from this room to that room so it could get kind of excited. So like we could have a movable TV. I didn't understand that one. So I guess the TV was supposed to replace the actual nigga. So I could say, let's move the TV from the living room to that room. I don't know. Maybe we could just have a freaky off in the living room or a freak off in the bathroom. Let's move the TV in there. I don't know what that was. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know what that was supposed to do. But she said that was supposed to replace, that was supposed to be the entertainment and to replace an actual performer. So I didn't understand that. They had kind of made that up. They didn't really make that all the way make sense for me because I didn't understand that part. Because, girl, but okay. So then they talked about the Cassie lawsuit. November 16, 2023. They said, did you know Cassie? No. Have you ever spoke to Cassie? No. Did you ever hang out with Cassie? Did you know anything about Cassie and their relationship to that extent? No. But I want you guys to listen to this because this is very interesting. So she said that she saw the Cassie lawsuit, right? And when she read the lawsuit, she fainted. She fainted. She passed out at what Cassie was going through. And she broke down and cried because she said it resembles her experience. She screenshotted the pages and she was shook. She said she met Cassie in 2015, but never communicated with her and never talked to her. They said, how do you feel about Cassie's complaint? She said, I can't believe I'm reading my story. This is after Cassie's lawsuit. Diddy, shaking my head. I'm stressed and sad. She said, before I left, did she respond? Before I left, I said, I don't want to do any of these nights. 4 in one night. And now I'm going to the doctor. This is all after Cassie's lawsuit. So she just started waking up, crashing out, texting him. She just started waking up, crashing out, texting him. So people in the court, they're talking, and people are saying that they feel like Jane Doe, because she's been having a lot of notes in her notepads and her notes on her phone, that she had been gearing up for a long time to try to get a lawsuit because she's been trying to get money out of Diddy for a long time and trying to figure out how if she can't be the girlfriend, she needs some coin. So when she saw the Cassie lawsuit, that inspired her to tailor her story towards Cassie. I don't know if I believe that that's entirely what it is, but when we get to the abuse part, there was a part, and I'm going to bring it back up, but I want to get this out before I forget. There was a part where Diddy was like, Cassie is a hitter. He only hit Cassie one time. And he hit her, so she hit him, so he hit her back. And so we'll find out later on, and we're going to get into it more, that Jane Doe ended up hitting Diddy, and then they get into a fight. But the point is, she had all the freak off stuff, she had the drug stuff, but she didn't have the hit. So I think when she saw, what people are thinking is when she saw Cassie's lawsuit, that she wanted to provoke Diddy or try to set Diddy up so that she could have hits and bite marks and beat up and bruise marks. So then hopefully she can get herself a civil suit later on. I don't know, but that's some of the theory that people are feeling like. But as of this point right now, she doesn't have any civil lawsuits, and she does have a lawyer, but Diddy is paying for the lawyer. But people are feeling like this whole thing with her, she's been trying to collect these notes, and she's been trying to have this paper trail, this note trail of like, I don't want to do this. I don't like this. I'm uncomfortable. You made me do this. You coerced me. You did. So you have to have all of that stuff as a buildup. So when you go and present it to your lawyer, then you guys present it to the judge, then you guys can, you hopefully have a case. So they feel like she's been prepping herself to try to build a case on Diddy from the beginning. That's what some people are thinking in the courtroom. And I don't think that's a bad take, but I just want to put that out there. They feel like this Cassie lawsuit really ignited a flame in her to really start packaging, her product so much to where she would even try to get into an altercation with him and have him hit her. We're going to get into that a little bit more later. Okay. So let's continue. Diddy says, call me whenever. She says, I'm having nightmares. I feel like I'm reading my own stories. God finally woke me up out of this sick cycle, knowing that you've been here before. Jesus. Diddy acted like he had never done anything, but he had done it to Cassie. So he was acting like shocked and surprised, like, but he had never told her that he was doing the freakoffs and the stuff with Cassie. So she also felt like, wait a minute, you really don't like me. This is what you do. This is who you are. Call me on the phone. This is important. Diddy's trying to get her. Call me. Call me. The lawsuit is out. Call me. She not answering the phone. So she getting tough now because she feeling like, oh, this nigga going down a little bit. So she feeling tough. So she not answering the phone. He like, call me. This is where it gets a little gray for me, though, because they play this audio. And I don't know if these people, because I'm like, where do y'all be getting this audio with all this background noise from? Like, are y'all purposely trying to wash the audio out? Because it never seems clear. But anyway, they play this trash audio in the court where Diddy was just trying to insinuate that he needs her to have his back. And almost in a way, make a statement. We do this kinky together. We enjoy this. And she didn't know she was being recorded, but Diddy was recording. It got really, really murky because after this lawsuit, he was contacting her a lot, and he was recording her and trying to get her to comply with stuff, things just in case he's where he's at now. Maybe the defense can use these audios against her. He was like, this for me is when I close my eyes and I hate the things in my head. You knew we did that together. I said Diddy was going to set her up for just in case because he was recording her. She had no idea she was being recorded, but he wanted her to speak out and kind of, be ready just in case something was going to happen. You knew we did this together. She said she said she could hear a Sharpie in the background like she could hear Diddy writing on like a whiteboard with a Sharpie, trying to figure things out while they was on the phone. That was interesting because he would always do that. Diddy was saying, let's go through this together. We love having some kinky fun together. I think you need to try and get some. She was like, I'm just so stressed. I'm so stressed out. It's just a lot. It's a lot. I don't want to do this. She was just complaining. He was like, I just need you to get some rest. Please try and get some rest. I'm going to pray and you pray. And please go to sleep. Diddy said, are you recording me? She's like, no, I'm not recording you. Because she felt like that. Diddy felt like the way she was talking was like she was recording him or setting him up. So she said that he got very, very paranoid when the Cassie thing started happening. He was like, I can't be, and I heard him on the audio. He was like, I can't be talking on the phone. She said, just last week, I was telling you about hating freakoffs before Cassie filed her lawsuit. It's crazy. I was just telling you all this, Diddy. Diddy was not trying to hear it. He kept saying, I can't talk on the phone. He kept saying, I can't talk on the phone. I can't, we can't be talking on the phone. They said, how long would Sean interrupt you when you would try to tell him about not wanting to have freak-offs? Because apparently he would interrupt her every single time she would try to say, hey, I don't want to have a freak-off. I don't like the hotel nights, because he would never address it. He would never want to talk about it. Now that the thing is happening with Cassie, he's feeling paranoid because he's like, stop bringing up these hotel nights. Stop bringing up these nights. Diddy told her, I need your support. I need your support as a friend. I need your support. He said, if you need anything, call Ch0ke. You're going to be good. We did this kinky together. Remember that. You bought me a whole videotape. TV for porn. Remember, you bought that for me. We was in it together. He trying to convince her, like, yeah, come on, I need my girl. And she like, this is the time now. We're like, nah, nigga, I'm not standing with you now. Cause she didn't see the Cassie. So she like, nah, I'm not standing with you now. Tell your hoe to stand. I'm finna figure out how I can get into this Cassie algorithm. Right? So then Diddy says, leave me alone. Are you setting me up? This is crazy. She said, no, she texted Diddy, leave me alone. He said, are you trying to set me up? This is crazy. She said, I set up these, because he was like, well, you set some of these dates up. You set some of these situations up. She was like, I set these up as protective measures for myself. It's a lot. It was a lot going on today. Diddy said, are you dating? No judgment. She said, put yourself in my shoes. I'm a side chick and a sex worker in my own relationship. He said, are you seeing someone? She said, I don't know how you think that. He said, do you want to come see me at the top of the year? 2024. No, perfect side chick treatment. You're funny. You think I'm kidding? Where's my Christmas gift? She said, I was only able to provide for my kid at an unproductive number of years. So the thing is, she felt some type of way because she felt like Diddy was only trying to get her to come after the holidays. So he would say, you want to come for the new year? You want to come after New Year's? But she like, nigga, where's the Christmas? So I'm getting the side chick treatment. So when your family and the holidays, everybody's gone, now you want to have a freak off or a kink off with me. No. Diddy said, how do we move on? She said, I tolerated enough. He said, you just communicated this. You said you just communicated this year. He said, stop bringing up those rooms. I feel like you're trying to set me up. They said, were you ever considering a lawsuit or legal? She said she was never seeking a lawsuit or legal or going to the police. She said she was just venting to Diddy. That was the only person that she could speak to. And she couldn't tell anybody else because she didn't tell nobody that all the freaky stuff that she was doing. Diddy said, girl, that's in the past. How will we proceed? She said, I just need to recover. And Diddy responded, love. And then I guess he called her and he said, well, now you're not picking up the phone? She said, well, you're gaslighting me. Because she wouldn't answer the phone. He kept calling her and she wouldn't answer. She said she stopped answering Diddy's phone calls because he would try to get in her head and sometimes it would be working. She said, I missed a lot of work because you coerced me into being into this sexual lifestyle. You coerced me. So she was using big buzzwords. Coercion. So apparently, during this time, Diddy would say, charge me. Charge me. Just charge me. That's why Cassie got the money so quick, because once it really hit, he just settled. So he told her, charge me. Tell me what your fee is. Because I don't need any loose ends. I don't need any issues. So she said, okay, I want $150K a year. I guess that's for the 3 years that she missed out on working. $450K for all the potential income I lost, plus pay my 2-year agreement for my apartment. So she wanted $150K a year, $450K for all the money that she missed for the last 3 years, and he needed to make sure that he paid her lease up. Diddy responds, "Fuck you. Don't ever text me again. You're a fucking liar. You opportunist. Fuck you." Yo. Wait. Oh, oh. Yeah. You know what? It's so shame. If somebody texts me like, "Oh, I want a 150, 450K, and I'd have texted, "Nigga, fuck you. Yeah, I don't care what I said. Yeah, charge me, but don't charge. Nigga, you." After Diddy read that text message and seen what her demands were, and he said, "You." Then he started going off in a rampage. "You're a fucking liar. You're an opportunist. Fuck you." Then she goes, "You're the opportunist. Fuck you. You exploited the out of me. You exploited me for your fetishes." Diddy said, "B, I'm blocking your phone calls and calling the police." She said, "You used me for your dick parties." Diddy texted back, "You fucking con artist." She said, "You had me sucking and fucking all these different men for your fetishes." Then she said, "I'm going to kill myself. I hate my life." And Diddy said, "Breathe. Goodbye." And she said, "I want to die." Diddy said, "No." Then she said, "You won't break me." He said, "Don't threaten to hurt yourself. Call me if you need me." She said, "Nobody loves me." You the one that called me and told me to charge you. And then you go and curse me to fuck out and tell me fuck you and call me a con artist when you told me to charge you. I never had, you brought up the money, not me. It was, you wanted me to, you were going to pay me so I can get over my resentment. So apparently the charge was he was paying her because she resented him. So he was like, how much is it going to take for her to no longer resent him? And when she said her price to release the resentment, he told her, you con artist, you fucking liar, and I'm gonna call the police on you, B. How dare you? But the whole thing is, nigga, you told her to tell you what the price was. And now she tell you the price. Now she's a con artist and a fucking liar. Like, girl, what? And it breathe. Bye. It's crazy. Yo. So she says that, right? And you said charge me. He said, B, I got these tapes of you, and I'll show your child's father these I don't give a keep with me. I'll show everybody these motherfucking tapes. Oh. 'Cause She said that she reached out to Ch0ke after Diddy Diddy threatened to release the tapes. I'm traumatized from my experience with him. When I tell you I'm traumatized, the trauma he has caused me, he starts arguing and yelling at me, charge him, and now he's blackmailing me after he wanted me to charge him so I can get over my resentment. After I asked him to do, he threatens me and says he's gonna call the police. Ch0ke texts back, hey babe, I'm gonna read all of this and get back to you. But I haven't talked to P in about 2 days. She said, no need. It's just, I'm drained. But eventually Ch0ke called. Ch0ke said, I can assure you, he's not going to release the tapes. Both of you guys just need to give it some space. I always tell him, give these things space. Because we always end up in situations like this. And the prosecution said, well, what situations do they always end up in? And she said, well, lawsuits. So give things space to breathe. January 2024, Viva Las Vegas. So this is important. So apparently she went out with a rapper. A rapper flew her out to Las Vegas. They went to a party, they went to a play, then they went to a hotel room, they went to a strip club. Long story short, they got back to the hotel room. Anton was there at the birthday party. So she was there with one of her homies, rapper, but then there was a rapper and his girlfriend. She said the name, but they didn't say it in court. I'm so mad. Child, she walked into the room and Anton was, the escort, was in the living room banging out, a woman in there. But the whole thing is that was the rapper and his girlfriend's room. So apparently these rappers, I thought it was just the gays that be giving it up like that. Y'all rich niggas be really on some wild stuff and y'all really be liking male escorts. Like these rapper niggas, like y'all, like straight people, y'all really have a secret society. Y'all really be out there just bored because y'all don't have, it doesn't matter. You don't have a typical schedule. So you don't have like a Monday through Friday work week. So y'all niggas just be out there on a regular Monday having freakoffs. Like I didn't realize, but now that I'm thinking about it, that's just like, we're bored. We're rich. We have nothing to do. Let's get up and have a freak off and we can have as many people as we want. And then let's go hire these escorts is really winning. And if they look good and they fine, I'm sure they got all the stories. They probably be in all kind of different weird, crazy happening. That is crazy. So apparently she walked in, seen Anton. She like, wow, I haven't seen you in a while. They talking. She said she was there all of 20 minutes because it was just like a freak off in there, but it was like a friend of hers and it was some other rappers and his girlfriend and they had going on. And Anton was there in Vegas. Okay. So she said she left, but that's important. That's an important piece of the detail to know. Okay. So January 2024, she started getting her money back up. She started on OnlyFans. She was doing lingerie content, swimwear, and implied nudity. They said, well, what is implied nudity? This is like implied nudity. When you, like, you can't really see it, but you can see it. You know what I mean? It's implied, but you just can't, You might see a nipple, you might not. That's implied nudity. So, and then she was also getting her child support money. Diddy texted her after they went on a little bit of a break. I miss my pretty smile. And she said, put a smile back on it. He said, I'm in Miami. I can fly out there. She said, you want to spend time with me for my birthday? He said, do you want me to? She said, I would love to. What you want to do on your birthday? And she said, well, I'm a little traumatized from past birthdays, from having all the hotel nights. Diddy said, shaking my head. I didn't know the conversation was going to go there. I just want to see what you want to do. No one said we had to do all that. I just want to see what you want to do for your birthday. He said, no, it's fine. Right after that, you got old girl's birthday and then Valentine's Day. So apparently, I think her birthday is like on the 11th and the other girl's is on the 12th or the 13th. The other girl is my Young Miami. So her and Young Miami's birthday are like 2 days apart. And so she was like, it's fine. I don't want to do anything for my birthday because, you have old girl's birthday coming up. It's my birthday. Then you have Valentine's Day. And I'm tired of it because I'm always getting the less end of the stick. She said she's always feel like she's getting less. And for everybody else, he does his biggest one. I wrote, Diddy is here fidgeting. He is not feeling this and he does not look confident. Diddy is over there irritated, sitting over there like this, looking at her. He like, yo, because I don't feel like this was a winning day for him today. He just wasn't just loving it today. He was over there looking like he kept moving his hands, but she was fidgeting too. From now I could see her because she had a stress ball in her hand and she was squeezed in out that stress ball. And Diddy's hand is moving like this. And he was looking a little stressed today. He was looking a little stressed today. I ain't gonna lie. And so, of course, she ended up going to see Diddy. So my thing is, I wrote, so what was the point of all that extra shit? Because that was so dumb. She inevitably ended up going to Miami to see Diddy. I wrote, I'm in and out with her because she acts like she wants love, but it's like money and access is what she really wants. And I wrote, her and Diddy are both manipulators because he's a manipulator because he wants to do the freak off, but she's a manipulator because she plays like, oh, I'm traumatized. But then, like, you got on the plane. You keep going every time. You didn't have to go. Like, you really did not have to go. But it's like you just don't want to give up. Unless you're building a lawsuit. Like, the only thing with her is it's like, girl, if you just don't want to get into a freak off, don't do it. Don't go. You're so traumatized. So, but then she would manipulate him to like do what she wants to do because she, like, the thing with women are, I feel like she was looking at Young Miami, Gina. She looked at Cassie's backstory and whoever other girls he had going on. And she was trying to compete with that. And, she feels like, listen, this is my moment. This is my come up. I got to bag this. You already took the nigga from your best friend. So it was like, she has a little manipulative spirit in her too. It's no shade. And she's a little kooky. I feel like she's emotionally unstable, but she looks good. And so I think it's like, okay, I'm going to try to manipulate you too. So 2024, this is just last year. They partied. They had a 5-course dinner. They played. So the party was at 1 star. So 1 star is Diddy's other property. So he stays, his main house is a 2 star. Next door, he bought 1 star. That's a coin. That's a coin. So he created this huge dinner for her, had people come, big soiree, music. And he was like, I love you. I miss you. I'm drinking. They're having a great time. In Miami, everyone's there. It's a vibe. Oh, beautiful. And of course, she has to set us up for the okie doke. And I felt the same. I loved him. I missed him. We were drinking champagne. And you know what happened next? He reached into that pocket. Remember, she hated it. He pulled it out. He said, are you ready? Open. And she, And she took the pill. They said, well, what kind of pill did he give you? She said, ecstasy. And you know what happened after that? She got freaked off. She did all of that and still got freaked off. Okay? May. 2024, Los Angeles. This is so. They said, how many freak-offs did you do in 2024 with Diddy? How many different cities? How many months? So she did a freak-off in May, a freak-off in July, and a freak-off in August. And she did a freak-off in LA. But they said in 2024, you and Sean never really were out together. She said, well, no, we couldn't be out together because there was so much media and so much press around us. It was too much going on. So she was still sticking with him like other people are doing, but it was behind the scenes. So Diddy was, all of last year, Diddy was still living this life until he got locked up. Still doing this. She freaked off with Anton twice and Paul twice. She said she didn't want to have the freak offs, but she did. She said she was on her way climbing out of debt from OnlyFans, so she was making money. March 2024. What's going to happen if I come over tonight? That's what Diddy said. What's the idea for you? So then she says, should I get the house for us alone tonight together? She said that. I guess Diddy was saying, well, he's going to be with his mother or something like that. And she was like, yeah, your mother. All right, whatever. What party you like? So basically she was saying like, oh, Diddy was lying, saying that he was setting up a party for his mom, but he really wasn't setting up a party for his mom. He was with a girl, but he was saying it was his mother. And Diddy was like, stop playing. I really want to be with you. He was like, no, you want to have a party. Let's be for real. You're with a boring chick right now. And then when you leave her, you want to go freak with me, or you're with a boring chick, or you want to be with me, then you're going to want to go be with that boring after. He said, we could do a party on, she said, but then I guess she's ended up saying, okay, we can do a party on the 14th or the 15th. I'll be off of my pee. Period. Diddy told her, I'd appreciate if you could sign something for me so I can have peace. She said, no problem. They said, what did you think that meant? I guess she felt like it was supposed to be a contract or like a payment, like, because he was trying to like separate from her too. Because he said, you're making your own money, so we can hopefully have a clear break. Now, apparently that came because she really wasn't like so thrilled about having the party and doing the freak off. So he was just like, all right, can you sign something? So basically, let's break this 2-year agreement that we have that I'm not going to be paying your rent no more. I'm not going to be doing this because, you know, you're making your own money now. She said she didn't have a problem, but she didn't end up signing anything. Now, I wrote, Diddy is not liking this testimony. She told him, give me time to build out my income. I took a lot of years out dealing with you. I took 3 years out not working. They asked her, how do you get in debt with a millionaire? Objection. She said she wished she wouldn't have quit working for those 3 years. Child, we about to get into the mess though. It's so much stuff. I hope y'all here, baby. Today was a lot. She got upset. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Okay. You're not having your way, so you threatened me about the rent. That's why he asked me to sign something. She said, I'm tired of the rent threats. Did you tell Robin to cut me off? Robin is his accountant. But Diddy still continued to pay her rent. March 2024, HSI came knocking at her door. Homeland Security. She got a lawyer after the searches. Diddy got her the lawyer. And Diddy is still currently paying. She got her a new lawyer, and Diddy is paying for that lawyer to this day. Cabral tried to blackmail her, aka Sly. Yes, the one that she said she liked. Cabral said he had a tape and he was going to release it to the dark web. Yes. So she called Diddy frantically and was like, Cabral has a tape of us. And how does he got a tape? Well, apparently, when they were doing the freak off, let me try this without looking at my phone. Can I just go and do a video? You can. So apparently, Diddy was in the middle of the freak off, picked up the escort's phone and recorded a 35-minute freak off and had it in the man's phone, and the man got the video. And the man was like, you got to give me $10,000 or I'm going to release this video on the dark web. So she called Ch0ke and called Diddy and was like, this nigga got a video. Diddy around and recorded a video in his phone. Diddy was that high, recorded video and recorded on that man's phone. That man tried to extort him. She told Diddy. But she ended up telling Cabral, listen, Diddy got her lawyer. She lawyered up and she told Cabral that she has a lawyer and she never spoke to him again. However, remember during the time, there was somebody saying that there was a video that was out. So now I'm thinking this was the video. So a media company has bought the tape. She got a call. A media company has the tape. Remember they said there was a tape going around and we all ever like, who's on the tape? Was it Jay-Z? Is somebody popping? Who's on the tape? Remember that black lady was like, yeah, I seen the tape. I seen the tape. But it ain't nobody that we really know. So, but a media publication has bought the tape from Cabral, the escort. Literally have the tape right now. But they never put the tape out. So now we're about to get into where it gets interesting. Okay. When the Cassie thing came out, they were all at Diddy's house. All of Diddy's family was there, friends was there, people they worked with, and they were trying to conjure up a statement. Diddy told her that he was never physical with Cassie, but that one time he lied. He said that Cassie was a hitter. She would hit him. Okay? Ch0ke ended up coming. She had to leave the room. But they were trying to figure out what can they say? So they asked Jane Doe. They said, what did you think of his apology? They said, it doesn't seem sincere. It's not genuine. So the defense objected to all that. They did a sidebar. They wanted that to be struck from the testimony because they were like, well, how is she going to give an opinion on what Cassie's got going on? But the defense did not know how the prosecution was coming. The prosecution said, listen, this is very relevant to the story because what we're going to do is we're going to play this video of Diddy apologizing for what he did in 2024. And at the end of the day, he brutally beat this girl down in 2024. So he apologized for what he did to Cassie last year, but yet after the apology, he beat this girl down. So her saying that it didn't feel sincere and it didn't feel personal is very valid. But Mark Agnifilo was like, I told Diddy not to make it personal because I didn't want to make him center it in on Cassie. Just say, apologize for everything. I gave him that advice. So you can't tell me. So Agnifilo was over there upset, like, okay, hold on. I'm the one who led my client into making this generalized video. So if this gets used, then it's going to make it look like I misadvised him. Because you got this woman on the stand saying, hey, it didn't feel like it was super personal. It didn't feel like it was heartfelt. I'm going to play you guys the video. And they played it in court. We all saw this video online, but I'm going to play it again. Hold on. So this is the video, and this is before we got into the other stuff. So this is how they set it up. This is where we're going next. Are you guys still with me in the chat? I told you it's a lot. Today was a lot to break down. We haven't even got to the good stuff. Okay. We haven't even got to the good stuff. Are we still here? Put some oil and light in the chat if we are still here. Okay? So who remembers this video?
So difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Okay? So that was the video they played in court, and they asked her if she felt like that was sincere. And she said no. Okay? And that wasn't what that's not what he actually showed her that he was going to say. He had showed her something different. I wrote, she is screaming, she's the stress ball is she's squeezing the hell out of a stress ball. Agnifilo is stressed because he wants, okay, yeah, Agnifilo is stressed. Okay, now we get into June 2018, June 18, 2024. She said this was one of the worst days of her life. Her and Diddy were supposed to spend time together. This is in LA. Jonathan came to stock up the refrigerator and bringing in Diddy's belongings. She had on a long brown dress that she bought for Diddy. She was pouring champagne. They were laughing, having fun, listening to music. They was on the patio taking pictures. They was having a good time. Diddy is bracing himself, baby, in court. He's looking pissed. He's looking irritated right now. He's looking irritated in that courtroom. Then it was like a lovely day, lovely day, lovely. They had a lovely day video. I don't know what they were doing because they won't show us, but they had that song "Lovely Day" playing on the video. So it was a feel good video. You can tell her and Diddy was having a good time. They was having drinks, and then it all changed. This was in the evening. You know, they're having a good time. There was an argument. They said, "Why'd you get into an argument?" She said, because she assumed that Diddy had been cheating with another woman. So she yelled and said, "You're a foul." But he really wasn't, but he was just 25 to 27 years older than her, but she was legal. But the only thing was, she said, if a woman can't buy a drink, then she's too young. But in hindsight, the woman was, when he first started dating her, she was less than 21, but older than it, but 18 and over. So she yelled, "You're a foul." And she got so mad. Diddy was looking down, and she slammed Diddy's head into the marble. They said, "Did you do it hard?" She said, "I gave it my best shot." Then she started picking up candles and glass and start throwing it all over the place. "Ah, ah, I hate you. I hate you." High as hell. She drunk. Then she said, Diddy looked up and said, "B, you're fucking crazy. Are you fucking crazy? Are you crazy?" She's talking about, "Just leave. Just leave." And Diddy got up and she started running. And Diddy was walking through that house, kicking doors open. Bow! Kicked the door open. Bow! She said that he ran. She ran to the bedroom and Diddy walked. She said Diddy would just walk through the house, kicking the doors open. One door after another. Kicking the doors open. And she'd be running and hiding behind the doors, right? And as she was ready to leave through the front door, he kicked her in the back of her leg and she fell on the floor like this. Because she was trying to run through the front door after she had hit Diddy. And then she fell on her butt. Then he had lifted her up in a chokehold like this off her feet. He had her all the way up off the damn ground. And she was doing this. And she said he had choked her all the way up and told her, B, you're fucking crazy. And she said she was on her tippy toes. And he lifted her up and she weaseled out of that and ran out. She ran about 6 or 7 blocks. Okay? She didn't have nothing with her. She was there for about 2 hours. Then she went the long way home. She was at the house, but then when she said she thought Diddy was gone. But Diddy wasn't gone. She said she started walking back because she thought that Diddy was gone. She said she ran to the guest bedroom and started kicking wax and throwing more candles and glass. She was so mad. Then she walked up on Diddy and hit Diddy. Bow! And then she said Diddy stepped back and two-pieced the shit out of her. Bow, bow, and then uppercut her. And so she bow, hit her, bow. They said, where did he punch you at? She said he hit her in the forehead, hit her one time here, bow. Then he hit her in her both her eyes. Then he hit her here, bow, bow. So she thought she was gonna walk in there, hit Diddy. Then he hit her in the forehead, hit her here. Then he hit her there. Then she said she ran all the way to the backyard and fell into a ball. And Diddy walked behind her as she fell and socked her and then drop kicked her. And he said she wouldn't stop punching her. He said that Diddy came out and kicked the shit out of her. And he was just stomping her while she was in the ball. It was just whacking her. Bow, bow, bow. And he told her, bitch, you trying to take me from my kids. Bow. You trying to take my money. Bow. You trying to take my family. Bow. You trying to take my kid. Bow. And she said she was just in the back like this. And then he grabbed her by the hair and her legs and dragged her in the house into the master bedroom. And then when she got up, she called the girl that she thought that Diddy was cheating on him with. And Diddy grabbed her, slammed her on the ground, and had the girl on the phone. And while she thought she was calling the girl started cursing her out. You stupid mother, you be. And Diddy had her on the ground. Diddy was holding her on the ground and had the phone by this time and letting the girl curse her out. So now she held to the ground and Diddy got the phone to her while the girl cursed, while she thought she's telling on the girl. The girl is over here cursing her, you bit, you this, you ain't. And Diddy like, listen to this shit. Yeah, curse her out. And then she got to the point she said, Shut the fuck up. He's beating my fucking ass right now. And she said that Diddy hung up the phone real quick. Then he called his assistant and said, tell that stupid bitch that I was with my family on a family trip. Oh, God. So after that, they got back cool. Guess she got up. And she decided that she was going to take a shower. She went to the mirror. She said she had 2 golf-sized balls of whelps on her forehead. And all she wanted to do, and a black eye forming, and all she wanted to do was shower. So she goes to the shower, and she's under the water. She's bathing. She's healing her wounds. She showers. And then out of nowhere, Diddy appears and just starts smacking the shit out of her while she in the shower. And all the water splashing everywhere, and Diddy just starts slapping the shit out of her while she in the shower. And she was submerged in water, and he just jumped out of nowhere and said nothing and started smacking the shit out of her while she's in the shower. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Hold on. Woo. Oh, my God. Jesus. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine being in the shower, your safe space, after a fight, and you just want to heal your wounds? And you just like, all right, it was a rough night. You in the shower, that motherfucker just appear and don't say nothing and just start smacking the shit out you while you in the water? Could you imagine being attacked like that? And you got water all in your eye, plus you getting smacked. That's so much. And then she was just slipping on water. She said she just kept slipping on water, and he was just backhanding the shit out of her and smacking her in the water. It was like a water fight with her face. And she said she just was just slipping. He just walked in. He just appeared in the bathroom and didn't say nothing, just opened the shower and just started smacking the shit out of her. Out of nowhere. Oh, Jesus. Then Diddy left and started texting Anton. But then when he was on her phone, he seen that Jane and Anton had been texting cordially and hadn't told Diddy. Remember, I told you the story that they met in Vegas. So she was like, well, Diddy was like, well, how do you know this nigga from Vegas? She was like, well, we got mutual friends. She was like, nah, y'all texting, y'all cool. Like, what's going on? Who is this mutual friend? You don't have any mutual friends with him. She said she lied because she didn't want to make the night worse. Next thing you know, Anton is arriving. It's time for a freak off. Mind you, she's putting makeup on now because Diddy told her, B, get dressed. You're not going to ruin my night. You're going to figure this out. I don't care that we fought, but you're not ruining my night like this. We're still doing the freak off. This is dawn. This is evening. They fought. This fight lasted from October, what was it, 19th to early October. No, October 18th to early October 19th. So the point is this. This is some crazy shit, though, because y'all fighting at night in the evening, and then it's dawn now. So dawn is like 5:30, 6, 7, maybe in the morning. The guy is coming now for the freak off. But mind you, I'm trying to figure out how are we doing a freak off when it's glass, it's doors kicked off the hinges, it's candle wax everywhere. But anyway, it's going down. Diddy wasn't happy with her knowing Anton or having a mutual friend. She said, I told him everything at this point. She said, okay, because Diddy was like, he said, I need to talk to you. This is still not sitting right with me. So she said that she went and had to tell him everything. Hold on. She said, I went to a party in Vegas. He was there. When I walked in, Anton was and this girl and these two rappers, this rapper guy and his girlfriend. So he was like, oh, so you doing this? So Diddy felt the way because he was like, oh, you let a stripper, nigga? You cheated on me with a stripper? She said, I told him nothing ever happened. I didn't do anything. I didn't cheat. I promised I didn't do that. But Diddy is like, wait, so you telling me a stripper got something on me, an escort? A star? He got something on me? Over my head? You got that nigga feeling like he bigger than me? Diddy walked in the bathroom and said, B, take this fucking pill. You got me. You better take this fucking pill. You're not going to ruin my fucking night. And she took the pill. And then she said, suck his fucking dick. I don't care if you better suck it. You gonna do something. You ain't ruining my night. She said, I don't want to. I don't want to do it, Diddy. And he walked up to her close. He said, bitch, is this coercion? Because you gonna fucking do it. Now, is this coercion? And I said, what? She was this close to her face and told her, bitch, is this coercion? Wow. Wow. After that, she sucked it and told Anton that this was from June 18th to June 19th. It was a full day. After she sucked it, she told Anton she would send him some money. Then Diddy got dressed and was cursing her out and calling her all kind of flagrant obscenities and calling her a cheater, saying she's a terrible person. He cussed her out for 2 hours. Diddy left and told her he could never be in a relationship with her again. Diddy sent money through security and assistant to give to Anton. She sent the money in an Uber. It was a total of $10,000 to $12,000. However, she doesn't know how much money she sent to Anton, but the $10,000 to $12,000 was not just for the escort, but it was supposed to be to fix the hinges and stuff on the doors. Ain't that crazy though? You just got money here. Here's the money. Fix the Airbnb stuff too. We can tear it up. We got money to fix it. She kept the rest of the money, but she didn't end up getting the doors fixed because the doors were so hard to get fixed, and she had other bills to pay. She never repaired the door. She never got an estimate. She tried to get a quote, but she was too high and too hard to find. It was too hard, and she was too high to figure that out. August 27th, she tried to get a door quote. Front door, back door, bedroom door, closet door, all the doors. They were showing that all the doors were kicked in by Diddy. I said, well, this was the question of the day. Was she trying to set Diddy up with provoking Diddy into hitting her so that she could ultimately get a civil suit like Cassie? Because Diddy did tell her that Cassie was a hitter. The reason why I asked that is because the prosecution said, so what is the size ratio between you and Diddy? And she was like, well, I'm much smaller than him. So it gave like, yeah, you hit him, but it didn't hurt him. But he hit you, and it was bad. A few days later, she texted Diddy, I missed you. She apologized to go into the hotel room. She went to his Bel Air mansion. She tried to talk, but things got a little tense. She still had a bruised eye and whelps on her eye. She was having good time with him. This is where it gets interesting. She was doing posts on social media, taking pictures in her phone, not on social media, but in her phone. The prosecution kept asking, were you trying to document your injuries? She kept saying no. But somehow the injuries are documented. But it's almost in a way like, oh, me and Diddy are taking a selfie. Oops, I forgot I have a black eye. So if you ask me, what I'm getting is they're trying to get ahead of the defense because the defense is going to say, girl, this was all a plan. Because then you went and hung out with him the next day, and then you're taking pictures and videos of your face. So, girl, you try to follow a Cassie blueprint. You've got the drugs, you've got the freakoffs. You just needed an ass whooping real quick. If you can get that, maybe you can get you a lawsuit. But you got to document it to have receipts of the bruising. So slam his head, provoke him, then have him come and beat you up. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, how are you going to prove that when you hit him first? But all she's probably thinking is, well, he told me that Cassie was a hitter and she still won. So maybe if I hit him and he hits me, I can get what Cassie got. I don't know. It's not a bad theory. Because the prosecution keeps asking every time they pull up a picture, because she was kicking it with him, cool, but she has these videos. And why does the prosecution keep asking, were you trying to document your injuries? Who asked that? Hell yeah, if it's me, yeah, I'm documenting it. But she keeps saying no, but they're accidentally documented. There's a reason why the prosecution is asking that, because they know the line of questioning that's coming from the defense. She said, no, the bruises, I didn't know. I forgot the bruises were there. I was just trying to get footage of Diddy. Then they said it again. Were you trying to document your injury? She said, no. I said, this is interesting because it feels like the prosecution is trying to get ahead of an angle that she's been setting up for a civil suit. It came down to it. She said she wanted post-worthy clips for her trips, vacations. She wanted to be seen. She wanted the money. You know, I think that she wanted that lifestyle. So Diddy invited her to Miami for dinner. She went. This is after Diddy had beat her. They fought. And you know, the fights were too much. She went after the LA thing, July 2025. They went to the hotel, nice hotel. Guess what happened? Freak off. She said they were partying, having dancing. Diddy gets upset. Wait, she did get upset, spent all this money. Oh, because she got tired. She said she tried. Oh, this is what she said she tried. She said that she was going to try to not do the freak off stuff. She was just going to have fun with them. It was July 2024. She said that Diddy, they were dancing, having a good time, dancing and drinking. And she was like, oh, I just want a minute. I just need a little minute to unwind, to unwrap. I'm a little tired, Diddy. I'm kind of tired. She said, I just want to go to sleep. And he said, a man spends all this money and you tired? And she said, Diddy grabbed a bottle of water and threw it and said, you fucking B, wake up. It just started spurting her water and told her, B, wake the fuck up. Wake up, you stupid bitch. You ain't no fucking tired. Wake up. What is you talking about? And then he gave her a pill. And they said, well, what was the pill? She said, ecstasy. Then Diddy said, she said she took the pill and they started having fun. And then she said that Diddy would look bored. So she said Diddy was looking bored after she took the pill. Diddy looked bored. She had Diddy all to herself though. She said she got tired. She didn't want to no more. Diddy threw water on her. She started looking. Then she took the pill. Diddy was looking bored with her. So then she looked at Diddy and said, I miss Paul. Diddy got excited. They called Paul on FaceTime and said, hey, Paul, when can you come over for the freak off? He said, I could be there in 1 or 2 days. Paul came. This is new. She said Diddy gave her a black spray bottle and said, this is that new shit. This ain't black, but it's a spray bottle. So he said Diddy gave her the black spray bottle. He said, open your mouth. And she sprayed it in her mouth. He said, this is liquid Molly. I ain't never had no liquid Molly. They said, what did the liquid Molly do? She said, it made me so horny. She said, as soon as Paul walked in that door, he walked in and she ran and jumped on that mother and went, oh, oh. She said, this was the freakiest thing she's ever done. And she has never made love like this before. She was in there, oh, 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 oh. She was in there doing a fool. She said she was in there doing the fool. She said that liquid Molly had her so horny that she leaked out of Paul that night. She said she leaked out of Paul that night. And then August 25th, August 2025, she did another freak off with Diddy. That's the last time she saw him in person. She tried to see Diddy in New York. That's why, okay, so remember when he got arrested in New York? She was on her way to go see him. She had the pills. They had the drugs. They had the baby oil. They had the camera. That was in September of last year. Remember he got arrested? He had all the freak off stuff. We saw that in court. But he got arrested. January 2025, she met with prosecutors. She had therapy for 3 months. Diddy still pays her rent. She used to meet with Diddy's defense, but she doesn't meet with the defense anymore because it was the defense was optional to meet with them. She stopped meeting with the defense because she said she just wanted to take her power back and do what she wanted to do on her terms. And they asked her, how do you feel about Sean now? And she pretty much said, you know, she hopes he finds happiness and she hopes that he, you know, stays blessed and gets prayer and all these things. In a nutshell, she still would be getting freaked out on. She was willing to get freaked off on in September. She's still a hoe. She would still do it because he's still paying her house. He's still paying her bills. She was going to go see him in New York when he was here, but the nigga got arrested. She would still be doing this today. She did it all the way up until he got locked up. And the only reason why she's on the stand is because she got subpoenaed. She did not want to be there. She got forced to testify. He's still paying her lawyer fees, her house payment, everything. To this day. The only thing is she stopped meeting with his defense team. I don't know why she stopped doing that. But he is. So, yes, child. So we did a 2-hour live today. They rested their case with her. So now we're going to get into the cross-examination tomorrow. So I'll keep you guys posted. Please follow me on Instagram. We are 200 people away. We got to do this tonight. Can we please get to 100K tonight? Or I can't be cutting up with this like this with y'all no more because y'all not doing right. Can we get to 100K tonight on Instagram, please? We're 200 people away. Like, can y'all just subscribe to my Instagram right now? Please. It's Armand Wiggins on Instagram. Let me go to my YouTube channel. Hold on. Because y'all need to do that. Oh, yeah. The defense is going to drag her, though. Defense is going to drag her crazy. But she said she had freaked Paul out so crazy. Okay. So, boom. So follow me on Instagram, please. We are almost at 100. Let's see where we at, y'all. Let's see where we at. Let's see where we at. Let's see if we hit it. Can we hit it today? Hold on. Let me see. We should be able to hit that thing. Let me see. Don't play with me. Let's go. Look how close we are. Wait, I'm 2,000 away. Sorry. I was at 99. Oh, I'm 1,000 away. Never mind. Ah, I hit it! Oh, we did it. We did it. I think we did it, guys. Oh, we did it. Period. Hey. You get a slapping, you get a slapping, you get a slapping, you get a slap. Bring some oil. Period. Thank y'all so much. Look at that. 100K on Instagram. Who stop playing? And listen, we almost at 300K on YouTube. So subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your friends about us. Tell us. I'm telling you, we're going up. A lot of times, let me tell you something. Can we talk for a minute? Okay. So a lot of times, y'all don't be believing me. Like, there's a lot of new people that's here. But some of my OGs, shout out to the new members and everything. But some of my OGs, they don't be believing what I be saying. And I be doing stuff. And then when it already happened, they be like, oh, I should have jumped on board. I should have did this. Whether it's come over to this channel, come over to that channel, get in on this challenge. I got some things that I want to roll out after this. I got to figure out, how it's all going to work. But if you want to be in our community, like, subscribe to the channel, be here, get into Lux Life, because that is where Lux Life, one of the moderators put Lux Life in there. It's like I'm not on Lux Life all the time, but that is our other channel where we do like personal development, stuff like that, healing and like just manifestation and just like getting our mind right. Because I'm not always going to be on this channel. Sometimes I take breaks and I go kick it with my Lux Life people and we vibe out. But so many people be like, oh no, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. Then when we start, our fruits of our labor start happening, then y'all try to jump on board later. So what I'm saying is, don't miss the mark now. We are in a special time period, in a special area of the Armand Wiggins show. And this is the time where you join everything. What I mean is subscribe, follow me. It's all free unless you want to go deeper and get the memberships and get all the other stuff. But for the most part, just follow. Okay. And because YouTube also does not tell you every time I go live with the notifications, but I post it on Twitter, I post it on Instagram, and I post it on a community tab. So if you follow me everywhere, at least you won't miss a post, so you won't miss the show. And so when we do updates, when we go on our tour, when we do all of our different things, you won't feel like you've missed it. But a lot of y'all gonna be lazy and be hard-headed and not follow. But some of you guys are gonna make sure you follow and you guys are gonna get locked in. You guys are gonna be a part of the growth and the experience. And I'm telling you, we've been doing this on YouTube since 2018. I'm glad everybody's catching up now. It's been a long road. Shout out to all my OGs in the building. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to everybody that's been a support system. I love y'all so much. We're on the road to 300K. We just hit 100K on Instagram. We going up. Now is the time to get on board, okay, with the team. All right. I love y'all so much. Can somebody else put Lux Life in the chat? Because if y'all not on Lux Life, let me get Lux Life. Let me show y'all Lux Life. So let me show you the Lux Life YouTube channel. So hold on. I'm about to just give you our tour Lux Life real quick. Because Lux Life is important. Lux Life is important too. It's got good videos over there. It's got good videos over there. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you Lux Life. Hold on. It's got good self-help videos over there. Hold on. So this is Lux Life. It's just a different side. Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you Lux Life. Hold on. For those people that want to. So Lux Life is right here. So, okay, let me give you a little tour. So these, for the people that have the 60-day cleanse book, we go from day one. This is what we did in the beginning of the year. Just so everybody knows, we went from day one for 60 days straight, from day one all the way to day 60. Okay? Day 1, day 2, 3. So if you guys are on the 60-day cleanse, you can watch these videos. These videos are there. We go every single day. Every single day. And it walks you into how to do your 60-day manifestation from day 1 to day 60. So you don't need me, and we have a Discord. You can go back in there and get on the Discord. So that's Lux Life there. Also, we've got super good videos. Well, this is when I did a story time on spending money on plastic surgery that I got. Y'all can see I had a bad plastic surgery job. They don't love you. They just need you. Monogamy is dead. 7 shocking signs that your friend is secretly jealous of you. There's some good videos over here. If you're always broke, this is why. I forget the name of that video, but how I almost ruined my 30s. That was a good video. There'll always be a hater because they can never be you. That's a good video. How to bounce back in your 30s after hitting rock bottom. So if you need to be inspired by anything, these are great inspirational videos, guys. Check it out over here. Be a part of this family because we vibe over here too. So check out Lux Life if you have some time. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you guys will find something over there that you like. So there's that. Also, you know, we got music out too. So we're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. Armand Wiggins, we got a whole EP out. We have a whole album out. Okay. I think it's a great project. Make sure you guys check that out. Let me show you that. Look, let me do my little promotions right now. And I'm gonna get out of here. Let me see. Can I do my little? So make sure you guys, I mean, I'm on Spotify, but there might be some people that never heard any of my songs before. So here we go. Let me show you. Let's end this. Stop this. Share screen. You just never know. Cassie streams went up too. So here I am, Armand Wiggins. We got 1,000 monthly listeners. Make sure y'all listen. Here's our album, Do Not Disturb. We got singles, Deposit Your Check, Been a Minute, How We Do, Not the One, Do Not Disturb, dope project. Check it out if you guys never heard it before. So yeah, we got music. We've got manifestation content. So we're everywhere. We're on Amazon. We're on Apple Music. We're on Spotify. So check us out. There's different layers to our platform here. And yeah, I'm sure you'll find something that you'll like. And lastly, when we're really kicking it, I am on Twitch too. I haven't been over there because I knew I was going to do this Diddy trial, but I'm also on Twitch as well, at Armand Wiggins on Twitch. We stream over there. We have a good time on Twitch when I'm over there. We curse people out on Twitch. So I'm on Twitch too. Twitter, all that good stuff. So follow me, whatever platform you like. And yeah, I'm working with some other people because they want me to do some more personalized content. So we might be working on that to figure out what that looks like, but I just can't make too many commitments right now because this trial is running me crazy. Come on, deposit your check, period. Come on for the night. My good Judy, you look tired, but thank you for doing your job. I feel as if I'm down in the courtroom in the trial with you. Thank you, boo. Love you, Tashina. Thank you to everybody sitting in the super chats and donating. Thank you to everybody that's donating. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all have kept me afloat in New York during this trial, bro. New York is so expensive for Ubers, clothes, because I have to buy. Shout out to my boy, Make It Make Sense in the building, because he took me, guys. So my friend, I love him so much, but he was like, "Oh, you need to get more court stuff." So he had me get these 3 shirts. He's like, "You're doing a lot of TV stuff, so you got to get some different shirts." And so he had me spend $300 on 2 shirts. Thank you guys, because they're like neater, nicer shirts. Because y'all know I'll be wearing it, but like he made me go buy like these nice shirts for when I go on TV. Yeah, but I'm like, between that and my hairline, I'd be like, girl, I just need this hair to grow. Because I seen one lady be like, wow, my hair is always messed up. Yeah, girl, I'm in that phase right now. If you really a true fan, you know that I had a whole hair transplant, so that I don't have no hairline. Duh, it's still growing. But anyway, real fans know. So I love y'all, but thank y'all so much because y'all really making it possible for me to be here. So thank you, and y'all have a fantastic day. And make sure y'all tag me in your favorite moments for the video. And shout out to all my TikTok fan pages. Y'all, even though I'm not really on there, but I do have a TikTok. Shout out to my TikTok fan pages. Y'all have really blown me up. There's so many people that know me off of TikTok, and I'm not even over there. So hopefully the videos are doing good for y'all. Shout out to each and everybody, one of y'all on TikTok that share the videos. Thank you guys to everybody on Twitter that share the videos. Thank you to everybody on Instagram and YouTube doing their commentary, sharing the videos. I love y'all all. We rocking with it till the wheels fall off. And I appreciate y'all all. So y'all have a good night. Until tomorrow, have a fantastic Monday. Remember, more oil, and stay in the light. Peace out.